welcome to the Science Faction Podcast, where science meets fact meets fiction.
This is Science Faction for the week of July 6th, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Benjamin Daniel Lawless, and with me tonight is my buddy here, just one of us, just one of the people.
Devon Kraft.
Excellent.
Steven's not here tonight.
Yeah, and I only hope that I was as awkward at introducing you as he is. But yeah, man, it's been, it is rare that you and I get to do a show together, but here we are, and I'm stoked about it. Steven texted us probably just like an hour ago saying, sorry guys, can't do tonight. And well, this was the best time that we could do. Monday nights are hard for him. I don't know if you knew this about him, but like his wife, kind of the way that they've got the schedules going is that like her night to relax and everything is Monday nights. So he usually handles all the like putting the beds to kid.
To bed. Yep.
Yeah. Or the beds to kid. Either way. And it seemed like they were not going to be going along with Stephen recording a podcast tonight. So, it is what it is. You, me, Discord, and Craig, the podcast recording bot. Thanks, Craig. How have you been?
Good. We're going on a trip for the rest of the week. We're not leaving till Wednesday, but it's to Long Beach, Mississippi. It's like a beach town that my wife and her sister take the kids to every year, and they've been including more and more people in it as time's gone on. So like I went last year and I'm going to go this year. I'm going to work while I'm there, but we're not coming back till Sunday.
Wow.
But and then some of our like other friend groups are coming this time, so it's going to be a lot bigger of a thing than it has been before. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Is Long Beach along like are you going to be on the beach?
Yeah.
Or...
We stay at a hotel that is right on the beach. I was only there once last year, and there was never like beach going weather. Like it was fine because the kids just swam in the pool at the hotel the whole time. They didn't go. We walked on the beach, but we never went in the water. So I don't know if it is the kind of place. I think it is the kind of place where if the weather is good, you do like go into the ocean water. So I think that's a possibility. But last time I was there, that's not really something we did.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so it seems so like looking at it, it looks like it's on the Gulf, right? Yeah.
Which Gulf? Which Gulf?
The Gulf of Mexico, my friend.
it's a test, and you failed.
Yeah,
it's
the one true goal. But yeah, okay. I was like, when you said Mississippi, I was like, well, is it like a beach on the river? I haven't seen the river, so I don't know if that would be like, even
from what I've seen of the Mississippi River, it is not a body of water you ever want to find yourself in. So I don't think there's swimming. I mean, it's certainly not in other parts of the river I've seen, and since it's such a big river, I doubt there. But I've been to plenty of the rivers that feed into it, and those are fine. But yeah, no, you don't want to swim in the Mississippi.
No, today I learned. Yeah, right on. Well, that sounds cool, and it's a bummer though that you've got to work during it. But
yeah, that sucks. I normally I don't go on this trip. That's why like last year was the first time I went. And I was maybe not going to go this time just because, like I told Jen, like, I usually look forward to those kind of times when I have a few days home alone. So our original plan was for me not to go on this trip, but I'm like, I kept feeling like partly guilty and partly just like I didn't want to, miss my
Mm.
family and kids and everything.
Yeah.
So I was very 50-50 for like the last week. It was one of those things I kept thinking about, like, am I going? Am I not going? Like, I really want to like have the relaxing time alone, but I also really want to go. So I eventually just was like, okay, I'm going.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been there. I've kind of had the same thing. A couple of weeks ago when my son was traveling, I was like, oh, cool. I'll like be able to stay home and because I took the time off of work too. I thought, oh, I'll be able to stay home and just relax and like take catch
Mhm.
up on relaxation. And Nicole had a great idea, which was go see your sister, and so I did. I'm glad I did, but also it
Mhm.
was not like restful. It was just
Yeah.
it was party time.
Hmm.
Yeah, but gosh, yeah. Well, I hope you have a great time, man. And I hope that it's going to be worth it to not be alone for a couple of days,
Yeah.
relaxing.
Hmm. Yeah. It's got a lot to live up to.
Yeah, for someone who probably prefers to be alone usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to to go over the hump. But
What have you been up
I've
to?
seen
Uh-huh.
I saw some movies
Okay.
in
I did too.
in the theater, and that's
Hmm.
incredible. Uh so yeah, I don't know. I think that yours are probably going to be more have you okay, so I saw Young Washington. Are you
Okay.
familiar at all with this film?
Saw a poster of it when I was at the theater recently. So other than seeing the poster, actually, no, I haven't seen a trailer.
We were able to get tickets to it because my son's trip, they went to Mount Vernon, and so like everybody on the trip got free tickets to see Young Washington, and my son had joked that it's like the sequel to Young Sheldon, uh, which I thought was really funny.
Hmm.
But he so looking it up, I saw that it was by like there's a distribution company called Angel that was behind it, and
Hmm.
I had seen that name around a bit. Like the last year, as I've been going to the theaters, I've been seeing, oh hey, there are these movies that I had no idea were coming out, and they're here at the theater, such as a
Hmm.
David and Goliath animated
Hmm.
film, and a few others. Which, sure enough, I looked it up, and they Angel is a values based, uh, quote unquote, movie distribution company, and that made me really kind of curious as to okay, when I go here to see this film, especially on the 250th anniversary of the founding of our country, what are they selling me? And that was kind of a pervasive, throughout the entire thing, like
Yeah.
from how the film is to also, well, what films are being advertised before it, you know.
Hmm.
And I'd say that the film was a standard biopic. It was well acted.
So
It
was
had
there
some neat
any,
action scenes.
and did you see any like particular political messaging in it?
Oh yes.
Or okay, all right. Like they wouldn't go through all
Yeah.
that effort making these movies if they didn't like make
Oh yeah.
make it obvious.
Yeah. The basic gist of it, and apologies, spoilers for anybody who's interested in seeing Young Washington, and really like it is a very capable film. Most of it is very much like by the book, historical, seems pretty historically accurate. I haven't really done any research to the. I'm not really a big history guy. I usually go on the science fiction front. But towards the end of it, there are several scenes that strongly hint that Washington surviving battles and becoming the figure that he is was divinely inspired.
Mm. Hmm.
Not just from the Christian God, but also from a an American Indian, Native American that had said like, "Hey, because we tried shooting you and you didn't die, you must be like important to the
Something.
Great Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Huh.
yeah,
That's
that
just
was
it's just
interesting.
weird because it's just funny. Like they have a theology that I doubt included George Washington, and
Right.
it's just the amount they want to like include that in everything. It's like you already have like this self-contained story. Like you're really going to expand that to include like ridiculous things like because you're so patriotic, you have to make sure that America's founding had something divine involved.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
And then on top of that, to have like a story that kind of retroactively, uh gosh, how can I put this? Retroactively mirrors the assassination attempts on President Trump,
Oh my god.
right?
Hmm.
Someone who is shot at and
Yeah.
lives and is stronger for it, you know. Um that was not lost on me.
Hmm.
At the end of the film, Kelsey Grammer had a little PSA about
Mm.
how I guess this film, one thing that you can do is you can go online and purchase a ticket to be given for free to other people to see this film.
Oh. Hmm.
And he was encouraging everybody to do that in order to, uh, restore a sense of American pride and, the adventurous spirit of uh, of George Washington and the founding fathers.
I'd always heard that Kelsey Grammer was conservative, but I never
He
really
is.
saw. Yeah, yeah, but it never really like came up in anything I saw him in. So I'm a huge fan of Cheers and Frasier, and
Yeah.
of course those are scripted, so why would his views come into it? But I'd heard that he was, but I'd never like seen it. That's the first like overt thing I've heard of something him that he did. That.
I caught an interview with him several years ago that
Hmm.
made me go, "Oh, that's who that guy is."
Mm.
Okay, and it made me think. And this is the first thing that's not X-Men related that I've seen with Kelsey Grammer recently, and so the that was interesting. But um,
Um,
yeah, anyhow,
but yeah, that probably wasn't the point. Yeah.
yeah.
So you saw that movie, okay? Young
I watched that
Washington.
movie. It was fine. It's funny, like I don't mean to bag on quote unquote values based entertainment because like stuff like that could make a film like Prince of Egypt, which
Mhm.
I rewatched recently, and that is a fantastic animated film. We watched it as a family because my son had gone through an ancient historical course, and they had covered early Judaism, early Hinduism, early Buddhism, and it was just like, oh well, let's watch this film about early Judaism, and it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, like one of the most brilliant and beautiful animated features that I've ever seen. And so you can get that, but then and that really wasn't overtly preachy. Um, Not like this. And
Mm.
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe I've changed, but
Well,
yeah.
I'm just like even the name values. It's like to imply that oh, you
Uh,
have to be religious to have values. It's like no, we have our own values, and they're frankly better than yours. But just the idea that like you own values, and the only values that exist are Christian values. Um,
right.
that alone, I'm like
Yeah.
you're being judgy, but.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've had more and more issues with religion since moving to such a place that's so just totally religious. It's crazy, but
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Uh,
But
but
I
uh,
saw,
yeah.
yeah.
What did you see?
So I saw Minions and Monsters. I saw kids movies because now
Oh,
my kids are old enough to where they want to see new movies. They can go to the theater and sit through a whole thing. So now we're totally in the era of we're going to see tons of movies. Um,
nice. And
uh,
Minions and Monsters,
yeah.
that's a values-based film if I've ever seen one.
Yes, exactly.
Really.
Um, So yeah, so we saw Minions and Monsters and Toy Story 5. My sons are there's like a few different things they're obsessed with. Mario's a big one. And then Minions was one of them. Not so much anymore, but still it was weird. I didn't know that kids liked the Minions on their own, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But apparently they do. So they we saw the Minions movie. I kind of like the Minions comedy. It's really stupid,
yeah.
but I can get a kick out of it. So I
I
enjoyed the movie. Yeah.
I'll tell you that seeing the trailer for this one, I was all in. I'm like really, really interested in this film, and I think it's like part of just the monsters angle of it,
Well,
of
so the
Hollywood and
angle,
monsters.
yeah, the monsters angle is a lot less than the Hollywood angle. I saw a
Uh,
review that said it should have been called Minions Do Hollywood. Like it's
oh
it's about the
no.
minions in Hollywood. The monsters thing is there, but it's not like it's really not that like the main thing. By the time the climax comes around, it is because that's things have led to the monsters being there and the action. But it's really more about like a tour of Hollywood history and like all this stuff with the minions, and that's so yeah. The monsters are secondary. It's actually kind of weird when you think about it that the way the story goes is they throw these monsters in when really the movie is just about what would the minions do in Hollywood. So anyway, um,
Hmm.
but I still
Yeah.
enjoyed it. If you like the
Oh, good.
minions,
Okay.
then you'll still enjoy this
Yeah.
movie. So
It okay, so do you remember the Rabbids? Because the Minions feel very Rabbids like.
I don't remember the rabbits.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, check out your kids might like any of the Rabbids. Rabbids.
Okay.
Uh yeah, because there was they're a they started off as characters in a video game, in a Rayman video game.
Hmm.
And they've taken on their life of their own. They have an animated series now and a bunch of other things. Uh, yeah, but it's good to hear that the Minions film was good. Monsters
Hmm.
and Minions and Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of a good film, I would recommend Monsters of the Universe. Or Masters of the
Monsters of the
Universe.
Universe. Yeah.
That would be a fun movie too.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, have you seen Masters of the Universe?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things, and when it's on streaming, I will probably watch it.
Yeah, yeah, check that out. See it any way you can because it was a lot of fun. It
Hmm.
was funny because like my son, I don't think was into it as much as I was, but it was rad.
Well,
It was
I mean,
metal.
I don't know what his familiarity is with Masters of the Universe
He,
or He-Man. I'm not, but
yeah,
I've heard enough. I heard the was probably Red Letter Media review of this movie, and it does sound like if you are familiar with it, you get more of the jokes, probably.
right. Yes, yes, 100%. Yeah, because like there are many characters where I still have the action figures.
Hmm.
and and so yeah, but it was interesting because my son has seen more in that universe than I had recalled.
Hmm.
He watched all of She-Ra
Hmm.
and then also and then he also I think he watched a bit of the Masters of the Universe cartoon on Netflix where they like continued the story and it had Mark Hamill as Skeletor and it was that that was nuts. It's a really
Hmm.
good show. You don't need to have any familiarity, but it's like it's so good. Um, yeah. So anyhow, Masters of the Universe. It's funny. Uh, it's got some it's got some chuckles to it, and it's dumb,
Hmm.
stupid, funny.
Cool.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah. And then
And
I
I
see one more thing on the
saw,
list. Yeah.
I
Go for it.
saw again with all the kids, Toy Story 5,
Oh, wow.
which I thought was done well, like the other ones. I've only seen each. I mean, I've seen the first Toy Story a bunch. I've seen the second one a few times, and then I feel like 3 and 4. 3 I've seen probably twice, and then 4
Yeah.
I think I've seen only once.
Yeah, I've only
Um,
seen 3 and 4 once. I have difficulty like separating the two out of my head
yeah, so
in
I
a
know
row.
4 takes place at a carnival, and that's the one where Woody like leaves the
Oh,
group.
yeah, and to follow Bo Peep, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think I remember 3 being good. 4 I remember it being okay, but the story being kind of like where's this going and kind of just strange. Which I mean, we're talking about toys. How many different stories can you have about toys? But
5,
um,
evidently.
but going into this one, I was, I figured it was going to be good, but I didn't know what to expect story wise. I thought it was really good. I thought the story came together really well. It is, I mean, I don't want to say messy, but like there's a lot going on, like different threads, and you're like, is this gonna like make like is this happening for a reason? But
Hmm.
everything does come together at the end. There's a really good theme about kids and screens, and then the story of screens replacing the toys. Um, so
Hmm.
yeah, it was done well. It was, it's like they're able to keep it relevant to current times, and also having that be off like obviously what would happen to toys, with more and more technology. So yeah, I liked it. It was fun. I'm always the other thing about Toy Story is I'm always shocked at how well they convey what would be the existential horror of being a sentient toy.
Yeah.
Because in every movie they're worried about like being thrown away or being mistreated and all this stuff. And so it's like, yeah, if every inanimate object around you was actually animate and had its own personality, and like that would be terrible. Those items
Yeah.
that we just like toss out and get rid of, like if they were like personally connected to you from their perspective, and you're just like, oh yeah, here I have a wrench, I'm done with this wrench, I'm gonna go throw it away because it's broken, it's like, but that thing is like I'm the only thing that matters to it, would be horrible. So it's funny that that is kind of the story of most of the Toy Story movies is, yeah, they're always like freaked out about what's going to happen to their lives and all the stuff outside of their control that's just going to cause them terror. And it's like that is kind of the story in Toy Story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, indeed.
that kind of got away from me. But anyway.
Well, no, I hear you. It's like it is amazing how often they go back to that well, but also how
How realistic that
they
would be.
yeah, exactly. Like I can't help but think about the times, seeing like when they're all holding hands about to go into the incinerator. Like that
Hmm.
is a moment where a part of my childhood died watching that.
They hold
Um,
hands, and they seem to be ready to accept their fate.
right. Yeah. Ah, man. It stuck with me. And so
Hmm.
it's kind of amazing that they kept making movies after that moment because it's like that says it all right there. It's
Hmm.
done. All right. Well, I think this is a good place to have our halfway mark. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back and we're going to do some Future Now. And yeah, take care and don't go too far, though. All right. And we'll be right back.
You ever notice how everyone in sci-fi movies has a secret society they belong to? The Jedi, the Bene Gesserit, the Illuminati, or whatever? Well, guess what? So do we. It's called our Patreon, and if you join at patreon.com/sciencefactionpodcast, you'll get access to exclusive content, our Discord, and knowledge that normal listeners will never understand. Join us, or remain in the dark. Your call.
And we're back.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, and a big thank you to our patrons, Renee and Josh. Thanks a bunch. And so it's time for future or now.
All right.
Devin, what do you got for us?
Okay, I have, I don't know if we have a title for this, but it's about tsunamis and measuring them with satellites. So it's from a Science Daily article that is a NASA satellite caught a giant tsunami doing something no one expected. They make that sound very exciting, like
Yeah.
it's doing something, checking its email or something. But it's just it's just basically like new wave formations. But that's cool too. So
Okay.
so a Pacific-wide tsunami triggered by a magnitude 8.8 Kamchatka earthquake gave scientists their first detailed satellite view of a major tsunami in motion. So first of all, this was like the sixth biggest earthquake ever recorded, at least recorded since 1900.
Whoa.
And this was on July 29th, I'm assuming last year.
Yeah.
Or even before that, because it probably took time to do the study. So they used a satellite, the SWOT satellite, which is the Surface Water Ocean Topography, or SWOT for short. And they used other instruments from DART, Deep Ocean Assessment and Reporting of Tsunamis, buoys. So they were able to use this new technology to track this huge tsunami. And what they found was that, so one of the study's most surprising findings involves a concept known as dispersion. Scientists have traditionally viewed large tsunamis as non-dispersive because their wavelengths are much longer than the depth of the ocean. However, this shows that they are dispersive. What happens in a dispersive wave system is that different parts of the wave move at slightly different speeds, and this can cause you to have a leading wave front and then following waves,
Gotcha.
which sounds like it's not that consequential, but they'd say that this is actually not what they expected. Like our models of tsunamis, like we said, they were non-dispersive, and so this actually does change how we view tsunamis, and maybe can lead to either further study or just knowing that, like, if there's a tsunami, there could actually be more behind it. So that's an interesting development. There was another finding where they expected it to move at different speeds at different places, and that ended up not being exactly to what they expected. So they also say they can use, it's kind of like reverse engineering. They call it, I think, inversion, but it's studying the tsunami in order to get information about the earthquake. So if you have a good enough model of a tsunami, you can know, well, it must have been this kind of earthquake that caused it. So yeah, interesting use of satellites, and tsunamis are scary. So interesting
Yeah,
topic.
indeed. Well, I checked the like a link to the actual not article, but the abstract, and it was from 29th July 2025.
Okay.
Kamchatka, Russia, which, yeah, wild.
We all know the importance of Kamchatka in risk.
Indeed. Indeed. I wouldn't know. I've always tried to just hold Australia, and
Yeah.
nobody ever lets me. But and so I remain sad, but that is just how it is. That's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, anything that we can do to like learn more about the wave dynamics of these things, hopefully get a better idea of what it takes for them to be not prevented, but at least
as far as as long as you want to maximize the amount of time you have ahead of time. So yeah, it's the more information we can get to do that is better.
And
so,
this allows us to find more, to have more accurate models of what's going to happen, which let's go for sure. Do it, science, as people would say.
Yep. That famous quote from
The
Martian.
Yeah.
Do it, science.
Do it, science. Oh man, that's cool. All right, so anything else about this one?
Nope.
All right, cool. Well, I bring a potentially very disgusting topic here,
Okay.
but essentially, museums could use ravenous superworms to clean skeletons. This is from a
Oh.
an Ars Technica article from July of 2026, so very, very recent. And basically, for years, museums and forensic labs have relied on dermestid beetles to clean flesh off bones because they are
Okay.
efficient and don't damage the delicate skeletal structure.
I
However,
honestly, I honestly was when you said they were going to use these worms or whatever, and you said to clean bones, I honestly thought you were talking about like the bones on display. And they're like, well, I don't want to have to dust these bones all the time. Why can't we just put a worm on them that eats the dust? So that's what I thought these worms were going to be used for.
yeah, this is before that point. While
Okay, this
perhaps
is
that could be,
you're
yeah,
trying to
but
get the actual meat off the bones to study the
yeah, yeah,
bones. Okay.
to study the bones or to have them on display because you can't really have the rotting meat in the middle of your museum. Um, well, so previously they've used these dermestid beetles to clean flesh off bones, but the beetles are risky. If they escape their containers, they can infest and destroy entire museum collections. Other methods like boiling or using chemicals often result in bone damage or involve hazardous materials. So we've got a new contender in all this. It's this Zophobos morio. Researchers at Firdausi University of Mashdad in Iran have found a safer alternative, superworm larvae. Unlike beetles, which require complex containment for all their life stages, superworm cleaning only requires the larval stage. And those larvae are easier to manage because they don't pupate and when they're kept in crowded conditions. And so that essentially significantly reduces the risk of a quote unquote jailbreak and subsequent infestation.
Hmm.
Because yeah, I would not want to. I don't know. It's funny. Like, okay, what icks you out more, Devin? Is it
Hmm.
beetles crawling on you or worms slithering on you?
That's an interesting question. I do have an irrational response to cockroaches. Like I just they're so
Okay,
gross and the way they look for some reason. And like any other bug, like even beetle shaped bugs, I'm like, okay, that's just a bug. But cockroaches for some reason. So I'm
interesting.
thinking if I knew it were like cockroaches crawling on me as opposed to yeah, worms, I don't feel like worms are as big of a deal actually.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
yeah.
gotta be bugs crawling on me.
I'd say it would be beetles. Yeah, beetles would give me the ick over the worms.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I feel that way about potato bugs. Like I can't.
Mm, yeah, those are ugly
uh,
too, man.
yeah, no, thank you, potato bugs. You might be friendly, but yeah, I'm
I don't think
no,
they
no
are.
thanks.
At least I've grown up always hearing they bite.
Oh, and yeah, then I guess then there is nothing redeemable about
There's
potato
nothing to
bugs. Oh man. So well, here's the thing is that the the scientists, this was something where it was just like, hey, what if? Let's try this out. Like, and so to test their effectiveness, the research team used superworms to clean a variety of specimens, ranging from small house mice and birds to larger animals like wild cats and gray wolves. So the process involved preparing and skinning the animals and removing their internal organs first,
Oh.
and then uh, what they call the snack factor. Interestingly, the larvae cannot live on flesh alone. They had to be fed fruit and vegetable peels between
Oh,
cleaning sessions to stay healthy and
interesting.
continue molting. Yeah. And then they had to remove waste materials in order to keep the environment clean.
I'm just
So,
like, so in nature, these worms, they they apparently like flesh, but they also so they're omnivores, but they have like it's not just a choice. They have to eat fruit at some point. So how do they go back and forth? I'm just trying to think of it's just an odd
yeah.
way to live anyway.
I mean, when all you do is eat and secrete waste,
Yeah,
you don't have much else to do, I suppose.
at least you get a salad every now and then.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, so there's essentially a specific formula for success that they've been able to find. 10 to 15 grams of larva for every 1 gram of animal specimen was the magic ratio. It was a sweet spot that minimized cleaning time without causing any damage to the bones. For larger specimens, the researchers recommended using bigger containers and rotating the specimen every few hours to ensure even cleaning.
All right.
So after the specimen is cleaned, they finish it off with a simple gloss varnish, and this is just good news for museums and forensic researchers, because this is a practical, cost-effective, and environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cleaning methods, potentially making the superworm the new standard for skeletal preparation.
All
More
right,
on this
cool.
as it develops.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so that's all
that
we
section
got.
of the podcast.
Well,
Run out of material.
Yeah, that's about it, Evan. I mean,
Like, so when you are together, we usually talk about Star Trek. I don't feel like there's a
yes.
lot going on in that world lately.
Well, by the end of this month, we're going to have the new show, or the new season of Strange New Worlds, the fourth season,
Is
fourth
that
out
the
of
last?
fifth.
Okay, I knew they were canceled, but they got an extra season.
Yeah, they're gonna do one more, or they have already filmed and almost done with post production on the fifth season, but they're releasing the fourth season coming up here pretty shortly. I have a lot of what the creators are saying about it sounds like it's going to be really good, but I really didn't like season 3 for how strong seasons 1 and 2 were.
What was it you didn't? I've seen like a few episodes from season 1 and maybe some from season 2, but so what was it about season 3? I know they did a lot more wacky stuff in season 3. Was that where they had the musical?
No, the musical was season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, season 3 just had a lot of. Okay, so number one, it had a lot of things where characters were behaving uncharacteristic of them and doing stuff that just didn't make sense. It was also the season that was like, they had to contend with both the writer strike and the actor strike going on immediately before they went into like filming this. So it didn't have a lot going for it in terms of cooking the scripts very well. But it also had like episodes that didn't feel very Star Trek-y. I guess I'll just say that. More like horror, like unexplainable horror stuff going on.
Okay.
And this was the season where I suddenly realized that a lot of new Trek has an overwhelming like when they want to give you the ick, they like modern Star Trek is all about ripping out eyeballs and stabbing people in the eyeballs and anything having to do with eyeballs. That's
right.
Yeah, and this season, the third season, the final two-parter of the season, like there's an entire planet and they're all just stabbing their own eyes out. And it's just like, what? Why are we doing this, you guys?
I do have to warn you, if you see the Minions and Monsters movie, the last monster, like the big threat, is Irene, and it's just a big blob with a bunch of eyes.
See, I got no problem with eyes. It's violence.
They do get poked. I mean, the Minions really got to poke them. But there's no tearing eyes out or anything.
I think it's just one of those things where, like, I mean, they did that to my boy Icheb in Picard season 1. They it just seems to be a well that modern Star Trek goes to a lot when they don't have anything interesting to do,
So after
Um,
the fifth season, that's it. There's no new Trek scheduled or being produced. Oh, I know. I guess there's the second season of
of
Academy.
Starfleet Academy. Yeah, yeah. And so there's that. And so, we're back to well, comics being the most interesting thing. And I'll tell you, Devin, the latest comic series that's really captured my attention has been The Last Starship,
Hmm.
which is it takes place in kind of in the timeline of latter day Discovery, kind of like before Discovery jumps into the future. It takes place like right at the burn when that happens,
Mm.
where all dilithium becomes um, incapable of maintaining the matter antimatter
Warp.
balance, and
Yeah.
so yeah,
Mhm.
so like just mass destruction everywhere. And the comic is about a ship that's trying to hold everything together with the Federation, and they're failing. And they're failing in a spectacular way because since they don't have access to warp technology anymore, they have to use more brute force methods and deal with relativistic time dilation.
Mhm.
So in the course of like a month of their time, they're watching the galaxy fall apart over 50 years.
Mhm. Wow.
And it is an absolutely incredible series. I'm 7 issues in. I think the eighth issue is about to come out this month, and I'm chomping at the bit for for every issue to come out. But it's a really interesting crew. Like all the stuff that they kind of tease you with are kind of the least interesting parts of it. Like
Mhm.
they resurrect Kirk. He's the first officer on the ship.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
know, yeah, and there's interesting stuff that happens with it, but it is not nearly as interesting as the setting of it. Agnes Jurati, the Borg Queen, is the ship's the ship's engineer
Mhm.
from Star Trek Picard, and
Yeah.
that is interesting because that is how they get their relativistic time dilation drive. They
Mhm.
use Borg technology to kind of brute force their way, you know, across the galaxy. And yeah, man. But
Hmm. Okay. Cool.
Star Trek, it lives, it moves, it lives along, and we'll see how the fourth season of Strange New Worlds goes. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Mhm.
Um, but uh, yeah, big thanks to my mom though. Recently, she got me uh, a a book that was The Art of Star Trek Lower Decks, which is a bunch of like all of the behind the scenes stuff for all 5 seasons of the show, like
Mhm.
going through and sketches and all the preparations and the art for that show, and it is super cool.
Oh yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah. Oh, and then I guess by the end of this by the end of this month, uh Axanar is coming out. Uh
Mhm.
I saw, do you recall Axanar?
I remember seeing like a teaser for it, like it's just interviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So Star
From
Trek's Prelude to Axanar came out 11 years ago, and it was an incredible 21-minute long short film which premiered at San Diego Comic-Con and was a kind of a war documentary set in the Star Trek universe. It was a fan film, very well made. They then went on to Kickstarter and said, "Hey, we want to do a full-length feature film," and um, they made a lot of money from that. And
Mhm.
then Paramount said, "You can't do that,"
Mhm.
and they stepped in and said, "Okay, well, because Axanar is profiting off of all of this, we're going to institute some pretty strict rules."
Mhm.
And so it took 12 years or 11 years or so. And now Axanar the Gathering Storm is premiering July 26th this year, 2026 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. So that's, 10 a.m. Pacific. And yeah, I'm curious about it, you know?
So is it gonna? You said it's premiering. That's just like when you can download
on
it,
YouTube.
stream it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can watch it on YouTube.
Cool.
And the trailer looks pretty good. You know, it doesn't look as good as Prelude to Axanar, but you know, we'll see how it turns out. So yeah, plenty of Star Trek stuff.
Okay.
I suppose. You know, yeah. But and then you know, my son and I were making our way watching a bunch of old Trek. Tonight we watched an episode of Next Gen that I completely forgot about, Aquiel, where they come across this. There was like a station that they came across that only had like 2 people on it and a dog, and it was like a murder mystery. You know, they were trying.
Geordie's is investigating it.
Geordie's investigating it.
The
falls
dog
in
is
love.
the thing.
Yeah, the dog is the thing. Yeah. And it was funny because like Flint's like, "Hey, let's watch some Next Gen," and he just like clicks on it. I'm like, well, usually when we get to Next Gen, I'm a little picky. I'm like, oh no, I just want to pick and choose whatever episode, you know. And it was just like, this is a random episode of Next Gen. And like, wow, I barely remembered that one. All right.
Well, see, those are the episodes I kind of like more now because you've seen the fancy ones a lot, but you want to like. There's so many like B-sides that have a lot in them that are more like, because they're not trying to be all flashy, they've got like the little moments to enjoy.
Yeah. It was good. It was also interesting because we've been watching a lot of Voyager lately and going episode by episode through Voyager.
Yeah.
And it's way different vibe when you have, you know, the Next Generation where they're in the like they're
Safety of the
amongst
Federation?
yeah they're amongst all the Federation races and stuff, you know, and they're like they're not out on the frontier, and they're dealing with stuff where like they can kind of let their hair down a little bit. They're not running for their lives like Voyager is always. So yeah, but yeah, it's all right. Have you been watching anything Star Trek related lately?
No. We've been watching like just kind of random TV shows. We've been watching it's on Apple TV, Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed.
How is that?
It's okay. It's good, but maybe not as good as I was hoping, just given that it's on Apple TV and the people, and you know, it's really well done. It's good. I would still recommend it if you see the preview and you think it looks good, then watch it.
Yeah.
But it's also very stressful. It's like because the main character, she's just she's in a custody battle, and then she gets wrapped up in this big murder mystery crime thing, and it's just like she's going between trying to run away from someone trying to murder her to having to go to see her attorney, who's like, you know, all this crazy stuff happening in your life isn't helping with the custody battle, and it's just like she never gets a second to relax. So they keep that intensity up. So there's that.
Yeah. Ugh, that feels a little uncomfortably close to home, doesn't it? There, Devon.
Yikes. Yeah. I had I recorded last week, but I had a story from the divorce stuff going on with my sister-in-law. But it's just close to home with that stuff. But oh man, I'm gonna ask you a question.
I'm forgiven. My brothers and sisters of the continuum have taken me back. I'm immortal again, omnipotent again. Swell.
So Ben and I recorded more of this episode, and I ended up talking about stuff I may not want to have on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, but we will keep it in the after podcast area.
Okay.
So the people, so the people on Patreon, the patrons are going to find out. So if you want to find out, you see this has all just been a marketing ploy. So I can tease you so you'll go on Patreon and pay.
Haven't you finally did it? You finally recorded an ad for the patrons for the Patreon. Wow. Gosh, Steven's been trying to get you to do this for years. Right on, man. Okay, all right, that's cool. Well, hey, do you have any final thoughts?
I do.
Okay.
My wife said I couldn't keep acting like a flamingo. That's when I put my foot down.
Good night, everybody.
This has been the Science Faction Podcast. Tweet to the host at SciFact Podcast. Email them at sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com and visit sciencefactionpodcast.com for more episodes.